I don't know why I've had so many sound issues tonight. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me now. Wait, why are you looking at me that way? You know what? Is there something unusual? This is what it would look like if President Trump wore a mask all the time. Thought I would show you. Anyway, that's enough of that. Hey, I'm Scoot. This is my YouTube channel, Scoot on the Air. Glad you're with me. I hope you become a subscriber. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you become a subscriber. And then we'll give you an alert. Well, in most cases, I think you're supposed to get an alert. I think in most cases you'll get an alert every time we do something live. It's another episode. It's Wednesday night. This is another episode of The Truth Behind the Microphone. You know, I'm going to touch on something that we've kind of talked about before. And okay, all right. So I'm just getting indication that they can't hear me. Yeah, that wig will mess up your hair, won't it? So today was a very frustrating day on my radio show because even the slightest little thing gets criticism. And look, I'm used to criticism. I've been doing this a long time. I'm used to criticism. But the sharp, aggressive criticism of so many things is okay. Wendy, thank you, Wendy, for letting me know you can hear me. And then I just got another message here that yeah, the sound is working. Thank you for bearing with me tonight. You know, I'm not really a good tech person, and I'm all alone in my apartment here in downtown New Orleans, and I do the best I can when something happens. But today, just talking about work ethic drew a lot of criticism. Not from everybody, obviously, but some people very critical. Talking about work ethic. I mean, that's a really important thing that we should have in this country. And there are some people who have not returned to the job. They're staying home because they're making more on unemployment, which, as you know, is going to run out. And I think that if you have a job, and if you're offered your job back and you don't take it because you're staying home for the temporary unemployment, I think that shows a lack of work ethic. That's my opinion. But it's amazing how many people are quick to criticize that concept. And so I've been doing this for a long time. And it's never been like this before. The daily hate that I have to deal with, it's never been like this before. I love my job. I'm not really complaining. I'm just pointing out that there is this phenomenon going on in America where the hate is ramping up. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And I don't know if this hate is going to have an impact on the upcoming presidential election. I'm not sure. But you know, I've talked to you before here on YouTube about how you have to be strong. You have to be confident with who you are. You have to not allow what other people say affect who you are. I mean, listen to sound advice, of course. But don't let people get to you. You got to be tough. And in a way, when you get to be older, in a way, you get bullied throughout your life. People just looking to cut you down, looking to attack you. And I think in some ways, I think the local talk show host is an easy target. But what's interesting is, as a talk show host, I'm not part of the government. I'm not making the laws. I don't make up the laws. I don't determine whether or not the laws are constitutional. I don't sign things into law. I mean, I have nothing to do with the process. Now, I have opinions, just like you do, but it's the fact that the talk show host is accessible. You're not going to get to the nationally syndicated people, but the local talk show host is accessible. And for those of you who just love to criticize, if you're listening and you watch, if you're watching now and you listen and you don't criticize, there are people who criticize like they're going to totally affect you, like they're going to totally shake you up. And sometimes I just have to laugh at it. But this is one of the hard truths behind the microphone dealing with criticism. And everybody gets it. It's not just me. Everybody gets it. And it's part of the business. It's a sign that you're doing something right. So I'm okay with all of it. But what bothers me, though, is that as Americans, we have just gotten to this point where we're so divided. That's what bothers me about it. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I'll just accept it and deal with it. But be strong in your life. Be strong with what you do. Teach your kids to be strong. And teach your kids to deal with being bullied. I've talked about this before, whether it's on social media or in person. Because bullying is part of the human equation. And there will always be bullies in your life. You may be experiencing bullies in your life now. So, deal with it. But I mean, I love the people that that make it seem as if they complain about something that I say, if they complain to me or try to put me down, that I'm going to somehow not have that opinion anymore. I think I'm a little stronger than that. And then I love the calls that I get or the texts that I get from somebody who will say, I hate you, you suck. I can't believe that you said that about President Trump or anybody. I mean, the other day on the air, I had a really strong conservative position on something. And I got bashed by the left. So, when you don't toe the political line, I guess you're going to get bashed no matter what you say. There's going to be people out there. One of the things that I love about my radio show is that there's this big mix of conservatives and liberals who listen, and, independent-minded people like myself. But I love when I get a text that says, I hate you. I can't believe you just said that. I'm never listening to you again. And then 30 minutes later, I get a text from the same number with another complaint about what I've just said and another threat to never listen again. And then like 15, 20 minutes later, another text from the same number. So a lot of people, they try to enforce their power. They try to have power over you by saying, I'm never listening to you again. You know what? If you don't listen to me, then you can only wonder what I'm saying. And if you disagree with me, then I represent the other side on a lot of issues, and you should want to know what is being said. So just know that all radio talk show hosts deal with this, especially local talk show hosts deal with this kind of insanity. And I think it's because there's an impression that, you can reach out and you can immediately, through a phone call or a text or an email, you can get to the local talk show host. But it doesn't mean I'm changing. Because I thought about what I was going to say. I thought about my position before I went on the air. Knowing every day I go on the air, knowing that people are not going to agree with everything I say. So I have to be strong. The coffee mugs are in. Well, mine's tea. See, can you see the tea bag in there? Yep. All right. Mine's tea. The SOTA Scoot on the Air coffee mug with the official logo on it. Available now on my website. See, I feel like I'm doing an episode of QVC right now. This coffee mug is it's thin, it's nice and long. It's light. There's a nice big handle. Your hand fits in here really well. A thin rim, and it's perfect. Anyway, so this is the official Scoot on the Air logo, and 100% of the proceeds are going to charity. And you can order that on my website, Scoot on the Air. So I'm going to say goodnight. Another episode of The Truth Behind the Microphone Saturday night, and it will be another Scoot story. I'm sharing some personal stories from behind the microphone. And I've had people ask me to write a book and ask me to tell stories and share stories. So you can go back and hear some of them very personal, some of the stories that I've told here on my YouTube channel. But Saturday night, another Scoot story, The Truth Behind the Microphone. So I'm Scoot. I love you guys. Thank you for being with me. Join me on my radio show Monday through Friday, including tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon, Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 New Orleans time on WWL, AM, FM, and radio.com. It's great to stream the show. Download the app radio.com and type in WWL, and you've got my show 1 to 4 in the afternoon. You've got the show wherever you've got your phone. And don't forget, tomorrow night, it's 80s night. Yep, Thursday night, just after 9 o'clock, live on Scoot on the Air Instagram, and it will remain on IGTV. But we'll do another 80s night tomorrow night. Have a good night. Love you guys.